Hey friends, welcome to the Friday check-in with Happily Even After Betrayal and Life Coach Jen. So glad you're here. Okay, it's going to be short and sweet today. I have a lot going on. I'm committing to my Friday check-in. So my podcast this week, it's number 214. Really proud of that. The title is called Stop Chasing Closure After Infidelity. And what I mean by that is we think we need our spouse or our former spouse to make sure we have closure about the affair. And oftentimes we don't get it. And it's so disappointing, but we hang our healing on that. And so then it prevents many of us from healing. And so I talk about closure versus coherence. And what I mean by coherence is understanding, accepting. Not that we would ever say that it's okay they had an affair. Absolutely not. We're not making it okay, just going inward and finding our own healing. And for any of you watching this, it is totally possible. I hope you go listen to the podcast. And every Monday, I have a new podcast episode coming out, and I have some great episodes that have already been recorded and will be out. Go listen to it. And if you like watching my podcast, you can go on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Happily Even After Coach, and go watch that. Now, on to the news. In the news, I live in Utah, and our governor is Governor Cox, and he decided to declare June as Fidelity Month, which is so interesting. Now, I'm not against that because, of course, I believe in fidelity. I wish more marriages had fidelity in them. My own marriage did not have fidelity in it. For me, it did, but not for my spouse. And all my clients are experiencing infidelity of some sort. And so I like the idea of reconnecting with our values that our country was built on, faith and family. I think all those things are important. But what I would love to see, if I had my way and a magic wand, is if you had infidelity in a marriage, that if you chose divorce, that it could be somehow compensated. Because the amount of pain and trauma that is caused, that's where, in my magic world, in my make-believe world, if we could somehow create some fairness in it, because I just hate the fact that your spouse can lie and cheat on you and still you have to split the kids 50-50. You have to get 50% of the assets or whatever. There's no fairness in that. And so I don't know. Anyways, I would love to know what you think. What are your thoughts about having a fidelity month? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it would be helpful? Do you think anyone's listening? What are your thoughts about that? What has your state done? I don't know if Utah is the first state that has done that. I didn't really research. I just heard about it. And of course, it's also Pride Month. And so a lot of people in Utah are furious. I'm like, can't fidelity have its own month? So what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them. Now, on to what I've seen this week with my clients. Of course, we all want our spouses to change. And if I knew how to change them, I would totally help you. But if you notice yourself just focused on your spouse, if you're focused outward, realize, wait a second, that is not helping me, that's hurting me, and I need to go inward. What can I recognize in myself? How can I work on myself? The other thing that so many of us have a problem with, and myself included, is having our spouse having negative emotions, whether it's about us or just something in general. We have a hard time when our spouse has negative emotion, and many of us then start mirroring them or feeding off of them or making it mean something about us, even if it has nothing to do with us, and oftentimes it doesn't have anything to do with us. So I think practicing sitting in the discomfort of your spouse being mad, irritated, angry, and remember, you can have a boundary. You can always walk away. You can always leave the situation. If it's too hard for you to be in it, just because your spouse is mad doesn't mean you need to get mad. It's actually better if you don't. I always think of little kids, toddlers throwing a fit. The worst thing you could do as a mother or a father is to sit and throw a fit with them. And of course, we don't do that. But what happens is as we get older and our spouse is throwing a fit, then we tend to throw a fit, and then we make the problem that much worse. So it is unhelpful. It's not helping your marriage. It's not helping your healing. So just get used to, it's okay that my spouse has negative emotion. It doesn't mean I need to have a negative emotion. That's why coaching is so helpful. It can help you pinpoint these things that are holding you back. And the other thought I had about this is many of us, those of us that have gotten divorced, some of us don't even like that word. So you get to decide whatever you want to call. You ended your marriage, you moved on, however you want to frame your past. And then remember, you get to create the new chapters in your life. which is really exciting. I have just, for the past 4 years, been creating the new chapters in my life. As I have been more healed, it's more exciting. And I'm thinking, ooh, I could do anything that I wanted to, really. The possibilities are endless. And so if you want to start dating, great, do it. If you are not sure if you want to get a different job, there's so many options. I think we stay stuck in this is the way it always was, or I don't know, and we fall back on our insecurities, but really you get to decide, what do you really want? And you might have to think about that, but you know what? If you have that desire, you can figure out a way to get what you want. I promise. If you don't think that's possible, something inside your brain that feels dangerous is holding you back. But I really believe, I love the idea of I can create whatever I want in my life and I can figure it out. I have the capacity to do so, and I know you do too. Anyways, have a beautiful weekend. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad you found me. And if I can help you, if I can support you in your healing from betrayal journey, I would love to sign up for a free call and let's chat. Bye.